I know that you're a friend, very good friend of Oral NexChange,
Yes.
right? And we had Oral NexChange on our program some time ago, just a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks before he went home to glory.
See Christ, because without Christ, trust me, we are nothing.
Just talk to us a little bit. Just today's his birthday, and we just want to honor him. Take this moment to honor him. Let's talk about all the good things about Oral NexChange. Dennis. What's Dennis? His name is Dennis.
Well, his name is his correct name is Oral Recorder Reed, but
Yes. Dennis. Yes.
we call him Dennis. Well, I learned that he got the name from his mother because he and his brother always defended his his sister from all the other boys out there, men. You know, they always ensure that them sister, and he got the name from Dennis the Menace. So
Oh.
that's where he got the name. You know, but when I know him as Dennis. You know, I remember, I know Dennis back in, I think it was 1998 when he had just moved up to Lindale Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when they just moved from Spanish Town to Lindale Avenue, I was attending Marvelly because I was playing football for the church. And I normally see he and his brother come there because, I mean, I thought they were rich, you know, and then I saw them and I thought they were rich because they was driving this big van and all this stuff, you know. But I get to realize that it was the brother who was working with Beeman at the time. He was part of the road crew.
So
So
his brother worked with Beanie Man.
yeah, his brother used to,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
right. So they was a part of the road crew. So he would
Mm-hmm.
travel with them. So he will get all this nice vehicle to drive. So people
Oh.
will think that he's filthy rich. But it was part of the crew that he are the team members that he worked with would give him vehicle to drive from time to time. But I didn't care when get them in. All of I don't know I jump in a vehicle and I drive with them and I run behind them. So so I mean
So you
that is
jumped
all
on
I
the
did.
bandwagon. You jumped on that bandwagon. They didn't
Yeah.
care where the vehicle came from.
Yes,
Right.
man.
So talk to
Because you know, I am
yeah.
from a poor family, you know, so when I see vehicle and I'm virgin them now, you know, so look, me I roll with the big man them now, so I mean, you know, I have to get climatized. Although
Right.
some people are calling them go overseas. No,
Yes.
but then it's a good youth. I mean, our friendship started at Marvel at Gospel Hall, and how our friendship really started, you know, is as I said before, I used to play on the football team for Marvel, and I'm a people person. So when Dennis used to come there, um, they were saying that he dream of money might behave a certain way, and they never accept him. So I told him one day that if he's not coming to Marvel, then I will be not coming back to Marvel. And then Kirk, who is my another friend, he lives down at Marvel too. So myself and Kirk used to go to Marvel, and then Dennis come over to Marvel, and and that is what I said to Dennis that if you're going to stop come to Marvel, then I will stop. So he did not want me to stop come to Marvel. So he continued to come, and that's how our friendship and bond begins.
Right. So talk to us about Dennis. Some of the good things about him, and just to honor him on his birthday.
Well, you know, I know that today is his birthday, but I try not to think about it that much because if I do read into it that much, I will be crying
Mm-hmm.
because I mean he's that type of friend. I remember Dennis when Dennis goes to England, not England, Cayman. When Dennis go to Cayman, and bring back the nice things then. And as I said before, I was from a family that did not really have much. You know, I don't even know what passport looked like at the time either. So Dennis was the one that who always on the plane going to Cayman because his mother used to live over there. So whenever he goes to Cayman and come back, I know that I will get some stuff. And there are times when we go to Mount Valley camp and we don't have clothes to wear. So my time Dennis will bring extra clothes and give us to wear. Myself and Kirk, and when people saw us at the banquet, they would say, wow, but I pity them and know say I'm a virgin clothes, them they you see me, but we look hot. You see me I say?
All right. Andrew, you have to speak for those who are overseas. So you're saying he gave you clothes and nobody knew they belonged to him.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. All right. Great. What an
So
awesome.
and there were other moments, when we are I walk the road. That means we myself, Kirk, and Dennis, we would be on the road, doing some stuff at times, trying to make a dollar because then none of us was working, right?
Mhm.
So it was like during our young days, you know. So we would see stuff like buckle and we see a lot of upkeep run off for a car, we go sell that and make a money and cook a pot. And this is when Kirk now start his cooking thing because
Mhm.
Kirk tests me and Dennis and his why may I tell you if that guy never becomes a chef, man, may I tell you because me and Dennis get it. It's like we are the taste of the food. And if the
Mhm.
food not taste good and the food tastes good, we can make Kirk know. But I remember other times when Dennis have a game, Grand Theft Auto. It's Grand Theft Auto or Need for Speed. I don't remember the game, but we have to take turns and stay up and play that game so we can buy a new car. So if me stay up tonight, Dennis stay up the other night so that me and Kirk can sleep, and then Kirk stay up so me and Dennis can sleep till we start from 1 car to 10 car to 20 car till we start selling car. You
So what do
understand
you
me?
mean? So you played a game and they gain money to buy a car? So was it what?
Well, not physically car to drive, physically on the
Oh,
road. I mean, we bought cars in the game.
oh, the
But
games.
for us
Oh,
to for us to reach that stage of the game, we have to stay up and play the game. We play that game till that game burn up. We play the game till the game box burn up. Cause we were on it like every night, every night, every night.
okay. Okay, that's awesome. Awesome. So in honor of next change, Dennis Oral Reed,
Yeah.
just want to say what a wonderful man of God
Yeah,
he was.
man. It
And
is. It is. And let me tell you too, this is how his singing career started. It was me who used to play the drums, right? And Kirk and Dennis was the singer.
mm-hmm,
So I was the one that always made the beats and they would always be the one who sing. So one day they said to me that Andrew, you have to stop playing drum because we want you to sing as well. So I'm saying, look, I am stammer. I can't sing. Stammer saying, you have to learn to sing. And this is your verse. I have to do the verse. And that is how me becomes a part of the group because we did have this group named Vision Performing Arts that started at Marple Gospel Hall. Myself, Kirk, and Dennis, and other members. If I start to name members, it would be a long list because many of the persons now lives overseas while some still lives in Jamaica. And his sister, Annie, used to be a part of that group as well because she was a dancer, and many other persons. So as I said before, if I started to call names, it would be a lot of names. But our mentor at the time was David Warren. Lovely young man, I'm telling you. That man keep us together, keep the group together. And there are some other members at church where if I started to call them, I might have to call over 100 names
mm-hmm,
who help look after us at church to ensure we stay on the right path. So that is how NexChange becomes a singer. So it was me, him, and Kirk. So we used to perform under the name Vision Performing Arts, or um, what it was? What it was AKD, and we stopped that name to say,
mm-hmm,
look, we want to give everybody the glory. It's not us three alone in the group. It's all of us. So we used to perform at our first show was at Genesis. I think it was Genesis 2000 or 2001. I don't remember the date, right? And that time, Janice did kept at Ronnie Williams Center, and we did have about 3 to 4 songs that we did. And I remember one song pulled up about 9 times, and this is where our his venture. started as a singer. And then over the period of time, I did wanted to do something different. And that is when I go to college. Kirk went overseas, and Dennis continued with the singing. And it's when time he met his producer, Kevin Butler, from Lazarus Production. That is how we got the name Exchange.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Andrew. And as a young man, growing up in Jamaica, started your life, it, we would say humble beginnings. You started as a vendor on the street with your mother and on your own. Finally, just went through so much to get yourself into college, and now you are a family man and a man of God, singing for the
Mhm.
Lord, and also talk to us about your greatest accomplishment as a young man.
Ah, I always pray to God that I always pray to God that I achieve something in life. I always pray for having a family, kids and a wife. I also pray that having a car, and I also pray that to have a degree. Now, back in the early stages, when I was walking on the road, I would hear car park with loud music, and I said, one day, I want to have a vehicle where I can play loud music, and these things materialize little by little, and God answers prayer little by little because some of the time is that when time we want the stuff, it happens. We have to give God time to do what He wanted to do with us.
Yes.
So I say that to say this: when I met my wife, she she was from the country. I used to go to the country to visit her um, every minute until she come to town to go to school. So when time she come to town and go to school, we becomes a bit more closer. No, I do not have to travel all the way from Kingston to St. Elizabeth, because we were like seeing each other and nobody knows, you know. But giving God thanks that we stick it all together, and then she becomes my wife, and then after she becomes my wife, then kids come in play, and
Mm-hmm.
then we were living in Seaview at the time, and then I don't remember what happened. I think something happened with the house, and she get frustrated and said that she wanted to leave. Now, remember, no, it's my wife, and she can't bear what is happening, and she wants to be in her own space. Now, when you are married, you expect that you should be somewhere where if you are bed, you need nobody to come knock you up and tell him say, you need to come out now or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we could even walk naked in the house or anything because it was a family house. So she was getting frustrated and said that she wanted to have her own space. And I said to myself that I'm not going to rent nowhere. It's better if I stay here and try to save some money and then buy somewhere where we can say it's ours because I don't believe in renting. Many persons or people out there might see that renting is as a possible way of their, moving or stuff like that, but I did not see it that way. I just want to go into my place. The money that I'm going to pay for rent, that can pay for mortgage. So I was adamant that I want my place. And then one day, her cousin from overseas gave her a link with someone who does real estate, and I met with that person and I drive down. I remember driving the whole day looking at houses and stuff, and it was so expensive. I cannot afford the 10%, And then I said to her, look, why not just buy the land? If we have the land and we can build panel and the land is ours, let us pay on the land, which is much more cheaper. And I know, and this is a lesson to many young people. We might want a house, but some of the time the 10% on the house is very expensive. We can't afford it. So what I did was to buy the land. And when we bought the land, the 10% was about, we get the land for about 3.2 million. That means that the 10% would have be 320,000, which we could afford at the time. And then we went back to get the construction loan and we built. And myself and my wife, we built a 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom house, giving God thanks and praise. That myself and my wife can have somewhere to live, and we have our kids, and everybody have their own room. So at the end of the day, I have to give God thanks. Next change have a song that said, "Inheriting, you have to give God thanks."
Amen. Thank you for sharing that, Andrew. That's awesome. And before we close this session, I want to ask you to share an encouragement to a young man who is struggling in Jamaica. We have so many, some of them, they clean our windows as we pass by the stop sign, and we give them money. And sometimes it looks as if things not going to change for them. Talk to somebody like that.
Um, you see, you have to be determined to be the person who you want to be. So I say that to say this. It doesn't matter where you're from, it is where you're going. And some of the time, you have to put the negative into positive to move on, because the human nature of some people, not everybody, some people, is to tear down when you're moving forward, right? So you can't look on negativity, because if you look on negativity, you will not reach anywhere. So if you check my life story of where I'm coming from to where I'm at now, if I was to follow negative people, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And if it's not for God, I still would be where I'm at now. So most of the young men out there who are cleaning glass and stuff like that, um, everybody have a potential, right? And it's how you use it. Now, some people use their potential in a positive way, while some don't use theirs at all. Some people think that this is what they can do, and this is the only thing that they can do. And when I'm talking to many persons out there and you listen to them keenly, you get a sense that they doesn't want to do nothing different than what they are doing, and they are not ready for changes. No, I am a young man who willing to learn, and you have to willing to learn, and you're not too old to learn, because as old as I am now, I'm still learning something every day, and there's something new every day. So I would say to young men out there, stay positive, keep a good head, and always talk to yourself. And don't follow people when they say talking to yourself is like you're getting mad. Well, if talking to myself make me mad, then probably I'm a madman now, because I talk to myself every day, and I will know when I'm doing the right thing from when I'm doing the wrong thing. And I also use this for when I'm driving, so that if I made a mistake while driving, I'll try my best not to make that mistake again. So young men out there, um, the world is not level, but guess what? I can do anything that I wanted to do if I put my mind to it. So if I can do that, then many young men out there can do the same. They can do whatever they want to as long as they put their mind to it. And I have read in the newspaper where one and two persons out there who are cleaning glass put things in place and have gone to UTech and you have seen it. So it's all have to do with the mind, the mindset of the person to get the thing on the level of where they want it to be, so that they can start a family, you know, have things, and don't have to depend on anyone for anything.
Amen. And Andrew, thank you for joining us today on Raw and Unedited Stories to share your testimony,
Yes,
a
man.
wealth of experience and knowledge.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And for those who are tuned in, Thank you for joining us today on Raw and Unedited Stories. And remember, if you have not subscribed, now is the time to do so. And those who have subscribed, we thank you. And you have yourself a phenomenal day.